Okay. K-Pos, everybody, welcome back for episode 2 of What the Heck is Going On? If you were with us for episode 1, you know that we talked about how a health crisis became an economic crisis. And what we ended with was describing the way that we are facing now shocking unemployment. Suddenly. Shocking. But what we didn't talk about is the group that's at the heart of our economy, the government. The United States government, as we know, is divided into many different layers. On the one hand, you've got the big one at the top. We call this the United States federal government. That's ordered by the Constitution, and, you know, it makes kind of like the big decisions for all of us. As you get lower than that, of course, you know, in our federalist system, you have state governments. Now, Illinois and our governor, J.B. Pritzker, has taken a more vocal and active role in deciding how to handle our issue of the coronavirus, but what we want to talk about mostly is the way that the federal government has responded. Got my selfie stick. Selfie. Oh my, that's shaking. Stop. I believe that there are 3 things the government could have done. Option 1, they could have taken a laissez-faire approach, a hands-off approach, in which they say, hey, we are a free enterprise, it's capitalism, let the economy fix itself. Second option, they could have targeted specific types of businesses and said, oh, look, people aren't taking vacations. Let's help the airlines. Let's help the cruise ship companies. Let's help hotels. You know, these are specific parts of our economy where we see direct impact happening. Option 3, we can really step up and do something serious. In the end, maybe it's too little too late, but they have gone after option number 3. We're going to talk about what option 3 is, the $2 trillion. $2 trillion in episode 3. Today, though, I want to start by talking quickly about who exactly is making these decisions. Who exactly are we talking about? And the answer is Congress and the President of the United States. The President and Congress have the authority to impact 2 very important things we interact with, financially speaking, in our country. These 2 things are the amount of taxes you and I pay and the amount of government spending. When they collect taxes from us, they provide us with public goods and services, and when they spend money, it allows them to create more government programs. Collectively, this is called fiscal policy. And there's 2 different kinds of fiscal policy. The first is called expansionary, which is when you're going to decrease taxes and increase spending, and the other is contractionary. It's the opposite. You maybe raise taxes and decrease spending a little bit. Now, right now, the government knows they should not do contractionary because that would hurt our already struggling economy. Imagine how bad it would be if they raised our taxes and gave us less. So instead, they choose expansionary, which is all about maybe lowering taxes someday, but spending. Spend, and spend some more. How much spending are we talking about? Well, initially, as of March 17th, the amount we were talking about is a cool $1.2 trillion. That's what President Trump and many Republicans suggested. This went before, the Congress, and the Democrats said that's just not enough. 1.2 trillion? Come on, chump change. And in the end, on March 27th, 10 days later, it became official. A $2 trillion stimulus package. The largest stimulus ever in the history of the United States of America. Now, what is all this money going to be used for? Well, let's hold our horses. Episode 3 is what we're going to do next. We're going to tackle this $2 trillion. It's so much. I can't even imagine what it exactly is. What is all of it going to be used to buy and spent on and do? How are you going to help your family earn an extra $500? Come back and you'll find out. Thanks for watching episode 2. We'll see you next time. All right.